There's been quite a bit that's happened since the middle of March. We've had to move all of our curriculum and connections that we make with students into an online setting. Assignments no longer have to be what everyone's doing at the same time. Students are also still able to engage in their special area classes. So there's art studios that are open, music open mics, instrumental music. They're still connecting as a group. There's still language opportunities. So we actually have had, I think, a lot of robust options for our families to engage in. I think one of the things I am most amazed by is by the resiliency of our students and just how they have been just so, I think, joyful through this process. And it just reminds us of how much good there is that's happening out there. I've also just been amazed at how quickly our teachers have pivoted, that within a few weeks that they took on opportunities that often take years for us to learn and we would have been in professional development for a long time, and the way that they pivoted so quickly and the way they collaborate is just amazing to me.
When remote learning started, I did a lot of work with teachers, helping them figure out how to organize their content together so it was manageable for students and parents to access it at home. What our teachers did was, first of all, offer a morning meeting every day and incorporate all kinds of new activities that they wouldn't have done at school, like a scavenger hunt around your house, creating these different moments for kids that were unique to the platform that helped everybody maintain a sense of community. And then the other thing that they did was to reach out one at a time to kids, scheduling one-on-one Zoom sessions or phone calls or whatever it really took. Hawken really tried to do its best to maintain the integrity of a lot of its program, especially as related to like special events. There was the second grade poetry tea that continued. I was involved in the night of public speaking and their moving up ceremony, right, which required a good deal of coordination from the tech side to try to make them happen, but there was no way that the fifth grade teachers were gonna let the year end without those two sort of hallmark events. They definitely worked around the clock, basically, to make those things happen. This situation just created this scenario where everybody did have to learn how to use technology in a very different way, and those are skills that are not going to go away quickly.
I mean, I have seen so many awesome things. So like our K1, from their virtual morning meetings and their dance parties, just the ways that they still try to create some normalcy and keep students engaged, to them, showing up in students' driveways, but just to keep that connection, to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Hey, I care. How are things going? What do you need? That's been really inspiring. And honestly, it makes me to be so proud, if being in a community like Hawken. And yeah, we've got some awesome people, here. And I'm grateful, to be in this community.
The Hawken faculty just stepped up and rose to the occasion. And, some of the fantastic just hallmarks, I think, of a Hawken education is that experiential component, just the educational philosophy that is engaging with your environment. And that is admittedly tricky when you're at home. And so it actually was wonderful to see the way that they translated that philosophy to remote learning. We never doubted that obviously the children's academic well-being was on the forefront of Hawken's mind, but also their social emotional well-being, which arguably during a time like this is even more important. To be able to feel like you're supported and you're still part of something, when you're isolated otherwise, I think is invaluable. It's been a pleasant thing to be able to feel like we're, feeling good about the educational part of things with everything else feeling uncertain.
We'll continue growing and stretching the way we always do at Hawken, that this is just another pathway to innovation for us. And there are so many opportunities, and we're still going to continue to value supporting children through both character and intellect. And I think that has been so important for us. And as we think about next year and the year beyond, that those are the things that we're going to continue working on. But this is what we do really well. And so we're going to continue growing and learning together and getting better at this step by step.